Spider-Man 2017, one of the worst Spider-Man shows to ever exist. At least if we're not counting Spider-Man the new animated series. With its walking animation style, flat humor,
I guess the system still has a few bugs.
Yeah, it definitely has one big bug. Me! Because I'm a bug? Spider-Man?
and its weird choice to have our super smart genius character go to a school where everyone is practically smart as him, or even smarter.
I've isolated the mutation in your bloodstream.
This video isn't me bashing on the show, though. No. That's been done enough already. This video will explain how this show is somewhat canon to its predecessor, that show being The Ultimate Spider-Man. And it all leads back to one single event that happened not only in the comics, but in the TV show Avengers Assemble, and soon the big screen in 2027, that event being Avengers Secret Wars. But first, we're going to have to go back to where it all started, with Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man was a series that aired on Disney XD from April 1st, 2012 to January 7th, 2017. This series stars Drake Bell from the hit show All That, alongside other famous voice actors like Oogie Banks, Tara Strong, Caitlin Taylor-Love, Greg Crisps, and more. This show depicts Peter's journey as he learns to balance his personal life, school, and superhero responsibilities as he teams up with other young heroes like Nova, Iron Fist, White Tiger, Power Man, and even more to fight villains and learn lessons along the way. And then there's Spider-Man 2017. This show stars Robbie Damon as Peter Parker, with Najee Jeter, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, returning as Miles Morales from the Insomniac games, with alongside Nancy Lenari as Aunt May from those games as well. Laura Bailey as Gwen Stacy, and Milena Minchino, I also hope I got that correct, as Anya Corazon. The show follows Peter as he navigates his new life as a superhero, taking on villains like Doc Ock, the Goblin King, the Jackal, and Venom. He also learns about the responsibilities that come along with great power. I'm not saying the actual phrase because I'm going to end up like Uncle Ben. And how to balance his superhero life with his personal life. But one of the main differences between these shows is its completely different tone. Ultimate Spider-Man is a show aimed at a younger audience. It's full of humor, action, and it often has guest appearances from other Marvel characters like Captain America, Hulk, Cloak and Dagger, Deadpool in his first animated show appearance, and more, with the occasional fourth wall breaking that he does almost every episode. Spider-Man 2017 tries to be a bit more of a mature show, aimed at an older audience. It's more focused on the drama and suspense of Peter's life, as Spider-Man trying to adapt storylines like the Superior Spider-Man story, Spider Island, Season 3 Maximum Venom taking inspiration from Planet of the Symbiotes, Venomize, and Donny Cates' Venom's comic line. But it ultimately really falls flat in doing so. Now let me try to briefly summarize Avengers Assemble as much as I can. Avengers Assemble was one of the shows that had released after Disney bought Marvel, like The Ultimate Spider-Man, that ended up replacing the popular series Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. This show lasted from 2012 to 2019, spanning a whole of 5 seasons, with the 5th season being completely dedicated to Black Panther, for some reason. The show starred Roger Craig Smith as Captain America, Troy Baker as Hawkeye, Fred Tatasciore as Hulk, Travis William as Hulk, Laura Bailey as Black Widow, and Adrian Pasdar and Mick Wingert as Iron Man, as some of the main Avengers cast. And this is basically the plot that summarizes every single season. Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, and newcomer Falcon are members of the Avengers. Iron Man leads the team as the heroes live and train in their new headquarters at Avengers Tower. When the team assembles, no villain stands a chance, as the Avengers work together to counter evildoers, whether they're stopping Doctor Doom from conquering Asgard, while preventing Dracula from unleashing vampire hordes. The Avengers do whatever it takes to succeed and make sure that good prevails. That really just sums up the entire show. Now that I've explained these shows, let me explain the main player that connects them all together. Avengers Secret Wars. I'm going to talk about both the original comic series and also the most recent version of Secret Wars. Now, the original Secret Wars comic series came out May 1984 through April 1985, lasting 12 issues. And for all you Spider-Man nerds like me, this comic series actually introduces a black suit to Spider-Man. Really hope that doesn't end up causing him any problems down the line. Written by Jim Shooter, the plot of the original comic series is as follows. A cosmic entity known as the Beyonder becomes fascinated with Earth's superheroes in the mainstream Marvel Universe. He creates Battleworld, a planet in a distant galaxy, and stocks it with weapons and technology. He teleports groups of heroes and supervillains against their will to Battleworld, declaring, "I am the Beyonder, slay your enemies, and all that you desire shall be yours. Nothing you dream of is impossible for me to accomplish." This comic line's crazy. It had the X-Men, the Avengers, and it had even more heroes. We even had like a bunch of villains like the Absorbing Man, the Enchantress, Kang the freaking Conqueror, Ultron, and even Big Boy Galactus. So now I'm going to be talking about the ending of the most recent version of Secret Wars that happened in 2015, and how that kind of correlates with Avengers Assemble's Secret Wars event. I won't go into the lore of the 2015 comic line, because it's somewhat similar to the original, and its lore kind of gets very complicated. So at the end of the 2015 comic run, Doctor Doom was defeated by Mr. Fantastic with the Future Foundation and Molecule Man. They then recreated the 616 universe and started healing the multiverse. When this happened, the Ultimate Universe was not recreated, but due to an act of kindness from Miles Morales, Molecule Man, quote, owed him one. So when the 616 universe was fully recreated, instead of reforging the Ultimate Universe, Molecule Man made sure Miles, his whole family, and some of his friends, like Genki, were recreated in the 616 universe like they have always been there. Since then, a handful of other refugees from that Ultimate Universe have shown up. The Manker, the James Howlett of that universe, Ultimate Thor's Hammer, and a handful of others have made it. A small handful of the people who fought during Secret Wars remember what happened, while the rest completely forgot what happened. In Avengers Assembled, Iron Man and Loki built a special Bifrost that, similar to what Reed did in the 2015 comic run, resets the universe and sets everything back to the way it was. The heroes work together to stop the Beyonders' experiment. However, Loki reveals that Doctor Strange giving Loki the Orb of Agamotto was the purpose of Loki telling the Beyonder about Earth, which in turn caused the Beyonder to go after Earth and cause Battleworld to happen.
I confess I gave the Beyonder information. I was the one who told the Beyonder about Earth in the first place, but that is all. Gaining your trust, fighting the Beyonder, allowing me to join the Avengers, winning the Secret Wars, giving me the Eye of Agamotto. By Odin's beard, I am evil.
Loki then uses this powerful object to try to conquer Asgard, Earth, and other places. But with the help of Jane Foster, who has become the mighty Thor, the Avengers defeat Loki, and then Loki is consumed by the All-Dark, a powerful force. After Thor regains Mjolnir, Odin then creates a new weapon for Jane Foster called Thunderstrike. Now, some people watching may be thinking, okay, you explained that they reset the universe at the end of Assemble, but Season 5 just immediately jumps into 2017's art style with that new Spider-Man. And you'd be correct on that. Avengers Assemble Black Panther's Quest immediately jumps into cheaper looking 2017 art style, which makes a lot of heroes look severely worse. Like, look how they did my boy Iron Man dirty. That's just unforgivable. And if you look at the timeline where Ultimate ended when the Secret War season starts, in 2017 releasing, it's a little difficult to digest if you ever wanted to do a massive binge watch. Don't know why you would do that though. But there is a piece of this animated universe that slowly bridges the gap from Ultimate Spider-Man Season 5 of Assemble to 2017. And that piece of media is Guardians of the Galaxy, baby. Yeah, I know, another animated show to talk about. I won't get into Guardians much, we'll only be focusing on episode 2 of season 3, back in the New York groove. So while on Earth, the Guardians meet up with Spider-Man, who helps them take on Thanos, who escaped his underground imprisonment and bonded with the Carnage symbiote. As you can already tell from the screenshots and footage you're seeing, the animation from Guardians is the same animation as seasons 1 through 4 of Assemble and Ultimate Spider-Man. But the main outlier of this episode is the way Peter is designed. Peter is voiced by Robbie Damon, of course, since 2017 has come out multiple months prior to this episode. But the main draw is the way he's built. Here's a side-by-side of the way Peter is built in this episode and how he is in Ultimate. They look 1-to-1 identical. He looks nothing like the scrawny teenager he was in 2017. He looks more like the tall, buff Drake Bell Spider-Man. And while it could be a coincidence, I don't think it is, since the Max Modell we see is built the exact same way he is in 2017. It's just the way he's colored and shaded, it's to fit the animation style. I believe they chose to draw Peter like this on purpose. That purpose? To directly show that Guardians was the slow transition into Spider-Man 2017 and Avengers Assemble Black Panther's Quest. So yeah, that is how 2017 is somewhat canon to Ultimate Spider-Man and Avengers Assemble. Now I know this explanation has a few holes in it, like Guardians looking different in Ultimate Spider-Man and Avengers Assemble compared to their TV counterpart, but that can be easily dismissed, since while being canon to Ultimate and Assemble, their designs were changed from their more comic accurate designs to the more MCU designs because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out that year, and those looks were way more recognizable. Then there's the giant elephant in the room where Assemble is somehow a sequel to Earth's Mightiest Heroes. In episode 8 of Assemble, Hawkeye has a flashback to his past work as an Avenger, and it's styled in the same animation as Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is weird because this show has no proper connection to that show other than this flashback scene.
And also, Season 1 of Avengers Assemble has flashbacks to Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and that's supposed to be in the universe with Spectacular Spider-Man, so it's just a disaster.
Also, the fact that Carnage never appears in 2017 despite Guardians linking it. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory! Man, that feels so good. I've always wanted to do that. Thanks for watching.